Welcome to the Nerds of Comedy. Today we are talking about the cheerleading classic, Bring It On. Also joining us today is Miss Hilary Stallings. She is back for the third time. You may remember the first time she was here, she gave us a cheer. The second time, she sang us a song. Today, she does all three. Yay! Also joining us today, our long-lost co-host, Mr. Brad McMurran, is back, and he has discovered the meaning of woke. How does that pertain to Bring It On, a movie about cheerleading? Find out next on the Nerds of Comedy. Welcome to the Nerds of Comedy. I'm Sean.
I'm Brad McMurran.
And we are here in the lobby of the Push Comedy Theater. We are the owners of the Push Comedy Theater.
For the minute? Mm-hmm.
As long as it's still open. And we are here with our very funny friend, Hilary Stallings.
What up?
Boo.
Hey. Oh.
It's all right. They thought that was a bakery.
Yeah. So welcome, Hilary. You are here to talk about Bring It On.
Yes, I'm trying to bring the girly comedies to the Nerds of Comedy.
That's right. You have already brought us, what was the first?
Drop Dead Gorgeous.
You just have an obsession with, what's her name?
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah.
It's true.
Do you?
Yes. So for Bring It On, my obsession was already in full swing, and it was the year 2000. I was at YMCA summer camp, and I petitioned and convinced my counselors to take us to see Bring It On. I was 12 years old.
So you really did have a crush on her.
Yes, and I got them to take the whole camp to see Bring It On.
Yes.
And within the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh, they're going to get in trouble for this because the beginning sequence is like pretty sexual.
It sure is.
Her shirt, like...
she's topless.
It's a dream.
Yeah.
Dream
nipply,
sequence.
yeah.
And she becomes topless. And I was like, oh, y'all are going to get in trouble for this. I mean, my parents wouldn't care, but I knew somebody.
Mine wouldn't either.
Somebody's would.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So real quick, tell the audience, what is Bring It On about?
Bring It On is a cheerleader movie.
It sure is.
It's a cheerleader comedy. I think it's kind of similar to all of the like kind of 90s comedies that were coming out. It's like kind of formulaic. And it has a it was kind of woke, I would say, for the time.
What does woke mean?
Aware of the political climate.
So why couldn't we just say aware? Why woke?
Because that's the term that the kids use now.
Yeah,
My bad.
You're
So my
really
age is
old.
showing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has it actually has a white team stealing cheers from a black team.
Yeah.
And it's set in California, like Southern California. So they're stealing cheers from this team in Compton, and the cheerleaders in Compton are like badass cheerleaders.
They really are.
And they've just never had the money to send their team to like any of the competitions. So yeah, basically the plot is the new captain, Torrance Shipman, played by Kirsten Dunst, finds out within the first part of the movie that the old captain,
Her
had been
mentor,
stealing
right?
cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, from
And they
this
get
other
called
team.
out on that.
They get called out. Yeah. The girls from the East Compton Clovers, they knew that Big Red, the previous
mentor,
captain, was stealing the cheers. So when Torrance shows up at the school with her friend that knew of these, a new cheerleader who knew of the East Compton Clovers, she finds out in a pretty brutal way and it rocks her life.
Do you know what this means? My entire cheerleading career has been a lie.
Well, look on the bright side. It's only cheerleading.
I am only cheerleading.
And if I may say to you, what I think is interesting about this movie is I had to rewatch it, right? But this was one that I'd already seen more than 6-7 times.
Oh my God, me too.
And you're going to think that I did it just to be like some sort of pervy guy. It's not. It's like every girlfriend that I had would like, hey, do you mind if we watch this? So it's like definitely hit a certain women,
oh my God.
girls
I
of
was
a certain
obsessed.
age really
I've
liked
probably
this.
seen it like 100 times.
But
at least. I could tell you, I could repeat every word.
And I love that you said that because a lot of them were the same way, but I almost found it like to be like where they're kind of picking on it when they talk about it, and other times they're talking about it is that they love it. But it's not like, oh, my favorite movie. They don't say Bring It On without it being a joke a little bit.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
That is me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a guilty pleasure, but kind of not. Because like I identified so much with Torrance Shipman. I was so into that punk boy. And like I was I was probably like a little more punk rock than I was probably more like Eliza Dushku than
Oh my
I was.
God. Now there is
like
where I'll
Missy.
be bad.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. I remember I was much younger then, so I'm allowed to say that then. Definitely adored her.
Yes.
Like when she comes on screen, speaking of punk and being all the badass
Yeah.
she is, I was in love with her. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
That's
wasn't
what
a
I would say.
badass.
She brought me into the movie. So
Yeah.
my girlfriend at the time was a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so I started watching that because
Right.
of her. So you had Eliza
She was
Dushku.
in Buffy?
Yeah, Eliza.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
She was
and
a
then
villain.
the girl who played Courtney
was also.
was also in Buffy. So that was my in. Coming back later, you had Ian Roberts, one of the founders of the Upright Citizens Brigade,
Yeah.
is in
Great.
the movie. So that's why I can still hold on to this movie.
Yeah.
As
Did
a-
you see it when it came out?
Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
around when it came out?
Yeah, right around
Okay.
when it came out. I think it was on DVD.
That's
Yeah.
when I saw it. I did not see it in the movie theater,
Okay.
but I saw it 1,000 times after that.
But
Yeah.
again, it was one of those movies that I should have no reason liking this movie, yet I do. It's a pretty funny movie.
What you have a pattern with, this is the second time we've had you on, that Sean's had you on here, is that you like, there's a little bit of dark. We were talking about,
Yeah.
you like a little bit of your dark, like dipshitty humor.
Oh, yes. Yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
when I say dark, like, we were discussing earlier, there's some things in there that you wouldn't get away with. And both of your movies have
No.
this, where you like a little bit of that on the
Well,
edge, it seems.
Whereas I think Drop Dead Gorgeous was aware of the things that they were saying that were bad.
Sure.
I don't think Bring It On was aware.
That's a
so
good point.
you
Yeah.
hear the F word, the word FAG a lot.
Right.
I'm not going to say it.
You just did.
yeah.
You hear that a lot. Typically, it
that's a lot
comes
of the
from like the
times.
bad characters.
Yeah.
But there is one time that Eliza Dushku's character says it. But again, it's kind of like in a woke way that she says it. But they had.
I'm so
Said it
tired of
as
this
like,
woke shit. Yeah.
I'm a friend of the gays, so I can say the F word.
Yeah.
kind
They
of
have,
way.
yeah, and they have the one male cheerleader. They have one male cheerleader who's straight and is kind of like
Yeah.
rapey.
Yeah, very
I mean,
rapey,
there's
yeah.
no other way to
Sticking
say
his
that.
finger in one of their while he's
And
holding them
I
up.
knew a guy like this. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. I actually knew this guy in college. Yeah, and right now he will watch this too. Yeah, he was that guy at a school I went to. Let's just
Oh
put it this
my
way,
God.
where he was literally on the cheerleading team for this
that.
reason, and he
to
got
finger girls.
I don't want to say the finger, but it was his way in. And I love, it was very woke of him.
No, I think you're using that wrong.
My bad.
I think you're using
Yeah,
that
no,
wrong.
that's not.
Okay, we'll get
that's
back
not
to it.
right.
Yeah, that struck me as the stuff with Eliza Dushku and the F word didn't Dushku. That one didn't surprise me as much, just because it was the late '90s, and unfortunately that word was still in
Absolutely.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he's fingering the girl as he's lifting her up, and they actually show her, and she doesn't quite enjoy it. Like
No.
she beats him up afterwards, but
Yeah.
then is playful with him. So yeah, it's played really kind of strange.
It's played probably exactly how women reacted to that kind of thing at that time, because that's how we were conditioned to react.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the Nerds of Comedy.
Yeah.
Let's bring
Right.
it
It
down.
got serious.
No, but I think it's interesting to watch. I don't mean to bore you on this, but it's a kind of a cool subject, even though this is about comedy, is that word we're talking about, all the words that were used in the early 2000s that are just thankfully gone and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I was watching was it Monk or Psych or one of these shows that was on, and I kind of saw this switch happen in 2008, right around when Obama came in, to where the jokes weren't the same. Remember in Psych where they did have a lot of gay jokes and stuff like that. They were in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it kind of switched right around then. So you are right. They're 8 years before that really switched over.
Yeah, at least the two movies we've talked about, and even some of the movies I've heard you talk to some of the other people about, it's kind of a walk through time of comedy. It's really interesting, like how much it has changed.
Yes.
It's got, you have to be more creative now, which I
And-
think is a good thing.
Yeah, more woke. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that'd be probably the thing I'd say.
But I will say,
I love the fact, real quick, that for the next 3 months, woke is going to be the only
Brad's-
word Brad says.
Brad's
It's going to be
favorite
his.
My comedy is very woke.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I would describe your comedy. Yes.
I will say though that I do think that one thing that I've seen a lot of critically acclaimed movies have a white savior in movies like this, and they actually went very like the complete opposite way. Gabrielle Union plays the head cheerleader on the East Compton Clovers.
Yeah.
And at
she's
one
great.
point, oh my God, she's fucking flawless.
Yeah,
She's
like when she gets
stunning.
angry, it's
Yes.
really funny too.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like it's awesome.
She still looks exactly the same too, and I think she's like 50 years old now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That made me sad. Yeah.
So Kirsten Dunst walks in with a check to hand them to go to
the
get them to go to
competitions,
nationals. And she rips it up and she's like, "We'll figure it out ourselves. Thanks. Bye." And I thought that was really that like what is that movie? 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
Where Brad Pitt rolls in and saves.
Did that happen? I didn't see this movie.
You've never seen 12 Years a Slave? But I mean, it's a critically acclaimed movie about us. I wish I could remember the exact plot. Like one thing that sticks out is Brad Pitt walking in and basically saving the main black character.
Sure.
And like Bring It On got it right, and you
Well,
guys
I would
can't
say,
get it right.
I mean, in Brad Pitt's defense, he was the producer of the movie.
Yeah.
So
How convenient
he
that he
earned
would
that
cast
right.
himself
Yeah.
in that role.
Well, you bring up an interesting point on that. I'm going to switch gears because it's gotten too deep, but I am going to say to you on the cheers itself.
Yeah.
This is something else I wanted to bring up that I found about girlfriends. They could do them.
Oh, yes.
Some of the ones.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself doing the routines at all?
Yes,
to me.
especially the first one. I mean, do you want me to do it? I think I tried to do it in the
Yes,
last
we do.
episode, but now that I've rewatched it, I know it
Tell her what
better.
camera to go in. This is too good.
You can go to that one right there.
Call me Big Red. I'm Whitney. Courtney. Dude, it's Darcy. I'm Big Bad Carver. Yeah, just call me Casey.
Do you know?
I'm still Big Red.
I love you just did that. I've heard that a million times
Yes.
from people doing it. That is so awesome. And by the way, I'd
I'm
forgotten
like
that's what
blood,
that was
like
from.
beet red right now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
Now, this is a little known fact about myself is that when I was first dating my wife, she had 2 young daughters who were both into cheerleading. So I spent many a Saturday morning driving all over the state of Virginia going to cheerleading competitions.
Is that right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'd
So
forgotten
there's the scene in the movie where it's during the competition and one of the moms, it's one of the other teams, not one of the main teams, one of the moms comes up and is yelling at one of the judges like,
Hi. You, yes. Your head was down. Your head was down during that move. How are you going to give a proper score if you're not looking if your head is down during a move?
I love that
stuff
moment.
like that is actually like things that would really happen at
Yes.
these cheerleading. These moms would get really, really super into this.
Yeah, that's wild. It's like dance moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have that in there, which is fun to watch too, because the competition part. But there's also the love stories in it.
Oh my God, my favorite. Probably my favorite scene is when they're brushing their teeth together. It's like
This
it's
is-
so cute.
It's kind of like a Lady in the Tramp.
Yes.
moment.
Yeah, Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Bradford, who plays Cliff Pantone, who I'm in love with. Still rewatching this, I was like, oh no, still.
And he's the one from Swim Fan.
Yes, yeah.
I remember Swim Fan.
Such a babe.
Oh, I remember too that I remember when she said to when they were in the pool.
In Swim Fan.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
What about-
imagine they were in a pool.
They're having sex in a pool, and she like tries to trap them.
Yes, it's like a single white female.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I
yeah.
remember loving this movie too much. Although I will have to tell you this, I don't find him to be a very good actor. I think he's really, really too like sweet and cheesy.
I don't know.
I know.
thought he
I
was
know it's
hot.
bad.
She's-
I know you were 12, but I'm just saying, have you
Yeah.
gone and
I
looked back
still
at it
love
now?
him.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
it's
can't
because
help it.
nobody's ever thought of you as sweet and cheesy.
Yeah.
You know what? We've come a long way
It's
in the
that
nerds
nose.
of comedy. Yeah.
He also he gives her a mixtape at some point, which was
Now
like
that I did
the
to many
cutest
thing.
thing.
girls, yeah.
Yeah.
And many
did
girls
the guy
have
ever
given
Mine
give
was
back.
mixed CDs.
Oh,
We
okay.
were outside of tapes by the time I was.
We're older than
Yeah.
that. The mixtapes, and they were great because they'd have little artwork on the
cassette tape,
holder.
Yeah. I would debate that even the year 2000 when that movie came out, tapes were probably a little less prevalent. than
Absolutely.
CDs.
You're
Yeah.
right. I started
Yeah.
switching over about
I
95.
think it was like
yeah.
his like kind of vintage punk vibe where he gave her a tape, you know?
Oh, I kind of like this.
And the director, that was his band that played that song on the tape. I could also sing the song for you if you want me to.
We do.
Oh, Torrance, can't stand your cheerleading squad, but I love your pom-pom. I'd feed you bonbons all night. His band sang that. Peyton Reed is the name of the director.
Now you took this camp there. You said with YMCA camp. I think you
Yes,
said earlier.
yeah.
Was it a regular
Did they
camp?
like it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we were all like so stoked afterwards. Yeah, but like the next day, the calls came in. They were like, Hilary, even the counselors. I was like a little golden child. So
Yeah.
that's how I was able to get them to go. But they were like, Hilary, we have gotten so many complaints from so many parents about taking you guys to go see the show. Because it was like 8 years old to 13 that we took to see this movie.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably not good.
I
Yeah,
remember
no, it was
when
not
I
good.
went to Norfolk Collegiate High School and they took us to see Schindler's List.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So it's a little different vibe.
Yeah, just slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. As we're wrapping up,
story.
Is Kirsten Dunst in that?
She should be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's the girl in the red jacket.
Oh, that's not. I'm not
All
going
right.
there.
So
Yeah.
as we wrap up, tell the audience why they should seek out Bring It On.
I mean, it's fun. The dialogue is kind of quick and quippy in a weird way. For that type of movie at that time. And yeah, it's kind of woke.
I like the word woke, and I'd say you were in a show we do called The Unusual Suspects, where you played a cheerleader. Was there any inspiration from that?
100%.
I knew it.
I actually wanted to be a cheerleader after seeing this movie, and I did not make the squad.
You didn't make the squad up in
No.
Mechanicsville?
No, I froze. I had the routine down like pat, and when I got into the audition, I completely froze. Which I think like people who know me here know that I get really, really nervous before I go on stage.
Well, no, I've seen your acting.
Yeah. It makes the audience nervous.
Yeah, and this is probably one of the first times I ever like performed, and yeah, I froze.
Was it like stage fright kind of thing?
It must have been, yeah, because I couldn't go on, and I knew this thing like the back of my hand. It was crazy.
That is interesting.
Everybody say "aw" for Hilary. Aw.
Yeah, changed the trajectory of my life.
Maybe that's what got you into all the other stuff. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'd be an actual famous actor now.
No. This has been the Nerds of Comedy. Thank you, Hilary Stallings, for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
As always, I'm Sean.
And I'm woke.
Yes, this is the new woke version of the Nerds of Comedy. We will see you next week. Like, subscribe, share our videos. Catch you later.
Bring it on.
Bye.